this has been my world lately. We're along the highway. Earlier today, Gavin, I was deeper in along the pipeline route. This is not the route anymore. I finished the Southern Reliability Link, but it was foggy, misty. Walking backwards. And actually I do walk backwards sometimes to change it up on my muscles, because today is actually the day that I will have walked the most of my ever. I think within 24 hours, the most I ever walked was 32 miles, and today is going to be 37 miles, possibly more if we go to Alan Avery's house. It's just, it's not in the interest of the people of Chesterfield or of Burlington County or of New Jersey in general. Whether it's Ocean County, Burlington County, some of the pipeline borders, Monmouth County, it's not in the interest of anybody in New Jersey, because it's not for New Jersey. It's gas that's fracked in Pennsylvania. We don't know its ultimate destination, they're not telling it, but there's a lot of presumptions that I think might be accurate that it's going to be shipped overseas or to somewhere else in the United States.
Overseas, I wonder if you could go into more detail on that. Is this going to be something like they're going to run across the Barnegat Bay? How are they going to do this, shipping it overseas?
Well, they haven't revealed yet. I mean, New Jersey's not known for being, we're mostly an importer of goods, just like the United States in general, which has its own problems.
Now let me ask you about the local officials here.
Yeah.
Today, at the Ocean County Freeholder meeting, you are going to ask the freeholders not to reappoint Alan Avery to the Pinelands Commission. Why is that?
Well, not only to not reappoint him, but to dismiss him before his term is up. I believe his term is up in June of 2018. That's a long time for this pipeline to be approved before that. We do not want this pipeline approved. He's shown a track record by approving the previous pipeline, the one further down in the Pinelands that I believe is South Jersey Gas. The one that goes to the coal plant. I'm not completely familiar with the details. My walk will actually take me there later, and I'm going to get briefed on it. But he already has a track record of supporting pipelines in New Jersey, and that's not what we need. So it's not worth giving him a second chance.
How do you think the freeholders are going to respond to this? Because Mr. Avery is someone with deep political connections to Ocean County government. You're going to ask Freeholder Director Vicari, along with the rest of the Freeholder Board, to dismiss him because they are, as a county in the Pinelands area, allowed to appoint one of these representatives to the Pinelands Commission. You think they're going to be receptive to that?
No, I think they're going to see me as an imposter, and that's fine, you know, but that's why I have the media with me. I have trying to grow this as much as possible, this movement, and it's not me. I'm just a small part of it. I just kind of aligned with it. My carless aspect, I'm also against fossil fuels in general. But we're doing our best to have the people, their constituents, who they're supposed to represent and who they're ultimately supposed to be beholden to. If we could arouse enough awareness of what this pipeline really represents, not the propaganda, but the actual dangers that will be there, maybe we can have them change their mind and they dismiss Avery. We gotta at least try. I mean, future generations are at stake. So, my name is Carlos Bassick, 6 Cook Place, Freehold Borough. As of 12 a.m. this morning, so I shouldn't say last night, this morning, I was actually a resident of Burlington County and Ocean County. I actually went to the gas compressor station 12 a.m., started a walk along the whole proposed pipeline route, starting at the gas compressor station. And I got to the end and I still had some energy, so I walked 7 more miles to come here and talk to everybody. So 37 miles in all. So
wow, man, okay.
I did all that, and I liked what I saw. I liked what I heard. I was going through the middle of the night, 12 a.m. It's dark, but things are alive. We might be asleep, but there's a lot living in that land. And it's part of the Pinelands. Some of it in Burlington County are part of other protected sites. But I see that it's all now under threat because of this proposed pipeline. So what can we do about it? I'm up here. I understand that there's statutory, it'd be setting precedents to rescind or dismiss somebody, but you are lawmakers. You were put up here to have power to create laws. So when the people really say use it, use it. I mean, is he doing his job right, Alan Avery? If he's letting pipelines come through that would threaten the aquifer, I don't know. You know, I'm not an Ocean County resident. I'm not a Burlington County resident, but I'm a resident of the earth. And these pipelines around the world, especially ones with fracked gas, are very dangerous. So I'm a little bit sleepy. I'm sleep deprived, for good reason.
We understand, Mr. Freeholder.
Yes.
We don't have that endurance as you do.
It took a lot of work.
Thank you very much.
But I do want to say that I'm not fooled, but even I am sleepy. I'm still not fooled that these pipelines are a good idea. You, Director, said earlier of the program that Mr. Bartlett brought up, Freeholder Bartlett, you said you want to protect our land for future generations.
Which we have done.
Okay, no, and you are doing.
Consciously.
But Manchester, the town, I don't believe it's in the Pinelands. That's something maybe you could get involved with to stop the pipeline there.
It's in the
But it's
pipeline.
also its own municipality, so maybe your power could do something to stop that. And lastly, I just want to, in your envelopes, I want the public to see it as well, to just get a feeling, because I'm up here babbling. I gave up a day and probably 10,000 calories to get here. But this is really what's at stake. It boils down to this. These pictures, the same one, and you have actually pristine copies. These say it all. It's become a choice. Look at that pipeline and look at that pregnant mother.
Okay, can we say it? Can we say it?
Yes, there you go.
Oh, I didn't see the envelopes. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
So it's become almost mutually exclusive. We have a choice. We could be pro-life or we could be pro-corporation. All right? That choice is not just for you, it's for the whole country. But you can make real impact right now by doing the right thing for the future generations and reconsidering this votes on this pipeline and who the Highlands Commissioner is. Sorry, I'm not used to all these different levels of power.
We can't reconsider the vote on the pipeline.
You have legislative power. You can set positive precedents. I wouldn't see it as a dictatorship. I think you get the applause of all the people.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
People are pipelines. I've been here before regarding Alan Avery, the Ocean County Pinelands Commissioner, and but I mean, you know what I've asked before, and that's that he be removed if he doesn't change his vote. If he doesn't, he has been voting in violation of the New Jersey Pinelands Protection Act, in violation of the Comprehensive Management Plan, and in violation of his oath to protect, preserve, and enhance this precious New Jersey treasure, our New Jersey pinelands. So since I was last here, you didn't know when his term of office was up, but his term of office is up in 2018. But since he's voting against the interests of the pinelands, again, I would appeal to you to remove him, advise him that he should protect the pinelands, not the pipelines through the pinelands. And perhaps he should resign and someone else be appointed in the meantime that will protect our precious New Jersey pinelands. Our coalition that's here today, the Pinelands Action Network, I'm from the New Jersey Industrial Union Council and many organizations, Food and Water Watch New Jersey, the Pinelands Preservation Alliance, Sierra Club, you name it. But we have many organizations here that are part of this coalition and really want to see, we think it's time for the Ocean County freeholders to speak up. You should speak up, all of you, loudly and clearly to protect our pinelands. This is a precious treasure, and if you wait, it's going to be too late. We need you to speak up now and make sure that precious land is preserved. And our water is life, and that's huge source, 17 trillion gallons of fresh water source that needs to be preserved and protected. And we need you to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. repetitious. We appreciate your comments, all comments today. But as you know from the last time we spoke, the key word is that we cannot use our influence on anyone that's on an autonomous board. And the opinion came from, and we can hear it again, from the county council and the administrator. And again, I try to entertain those for and against it. Your opinion is not only respected, but we hear what you're saying. As you know, the public portion of the Pinelands closed, I believe, last week. But if you want to send any more letters to the executive director, we're willing to do so. But for the record, I just want you to know, because you deserve an answer, that Mr. Jack Sharanek, our county council, researched it, and I believe it's going to be the same answer that you had before. This goes back probably until February. Okay, we know it, that people would ask the question. We appreciate you coming tonight. Mr. Sharanek, I'll turn it over to you, please.
As I've said before, I mean, it's inappropriate for this board to influence or direct any member of the Pinelands Commission how to vote on a matter that's pending before that Pinelands Commission, and a matter that the public record is closed. But I guess the final vote will be taken in about a week or two. So at this stage, the vote hasn't taken place. Mr. Avery is an appointed member of that commission, and it'd be inappropriate for this board to attempt to direct or influence Mr. Avery in his vote.
And just for the record, to make it clear now, the rest of the people can speak, we're talking about the pipeline. It's a Southern Reliability Link. It's called SRL. So we've got the right pipeline, or a number of pipelines.
So we're all very extremely nervous about this situation. We don't feel that it's safe. We don't feel that it's safe for our aquifer, why I'm wearing blue dress today, because I am a water drinking resident, as I believe all of us in this room are, and we are very blessed to have the Pine Barrens as our aquifer because of the very strong protections that it has. Unfortunately, the commission that is in right now, it's not a healthy commission. The woman that's running it, I don't know where her alliances are. She sent them the memo, the last pipeline, and I was here visiting you at that time, and I know you said your hands were tied and could not reach out to Alan Avery at that time. He disappointed us when he approved that pipeline, and we all feel he's going to possibly do it again to this pipeline, which ends in my town. So it's really hitting home for me right now, and anything that you can do is greatly appreciated. I'd also like to set the record straight. From the last time I was here, you brought up 3 points of the benefit of this pipeline. You said that it's a sense of national security for our base. Unfortunately, someone had misinformed you with that. The base cannot tap into this pipeline. The base is a PSE&G client. This is a New Jersey natural gas pipeline. They're actually paying the base $50,000 per year to lease the land to run the pipeline through it. The infrastructure is not created for the base to tap into it. That is a fact, and I just wanted to set that record straight. Also, you said that Manchester, it was very important to the town of Manchester and their usage. We then went to the council meeting after we came to your meeting, and Manchester said, no, we don't need this. We have no intentions of using this gas. So I'm sorry if there was misinformation there that you may have received. And also, you said the third benefit of this is the resiliency down the shore after Sandy. Gas was not a problem during Sandy, and there was no studies done by New Jersey Natural Gas regarding resiliency down the shore to justify this pipeline. It is unneeded, it is unnecessary, and it is not safe. So I am coming to you again to see if there's anything that you can do to help us. It goes against the CMP, which is the Comprehensive Management Plan of the Pine Barrens, because the people that live in the Pine Barrens.
First, I'd like to clear up something that Mr. Block said about you can't get rid of somebody because he didn't vote the way you wanted him to vote. Nobody's asking for that. We're asking for somebody to be dismissed because they're not doing their job. They're not obeying the comprehensive management plan, which are the rules and regulations by which that commission has taken an oath to preserve, protect, and enhance the pinelands. So I'd like to correct you on that fact. The second thing I wanted to speak about is to your point, Mr. Attorney, when you were saying that it's not, it seems that this body is hiding behind, can't do anything. I was here asking your help before the South Jersey gas pipeline, and listen to you say, we can't influence. What about this governor who has influenced that Pinelands Commission by twisting arms and forcing somebody to recuse themselves from the vote? And still, we got it defeated. What does he do then? Then he influences again by removing people from the commission and replacing them where he'll get the vote that he wants. So, no, you can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't use that as an excuse for not acting. And this person is not doing his job. You keep looking at the clock, Director Vicari. I notice.
Hello, my name is Anthony Vicenti. I live
Yes,
at
Anthony.
22 Pearl Street in Beechwood. So I was, last November, I got the opportunity to go to North Dakota to actually go see the pipeline that was being built by Energy Transfer Partners.
Can you raise the mic?
Speak a little louder.
I was able to go to North Dakota to go protest the pipeline on behalf of the Native Americans, and I got an opportunity to see the pipeline that was being built by Energy Transfer Partners. I stood on the front lines on accident and had assault rifles pointed at me with very few people there without being agitating towards anybody else. I've witnessed a lot in the name of corporations and self-serving people. I'm also part of this group called Wolfpack. Our main objective is to end corruption in politics by getting rid of large donors, influencing elections. And honestly, at this point, our governor election, to me, it's fair to say that a Goldman Sachs, if we have Phil Murphy, a Goldman Sachs man, I feel like he's going to be bought out. He's already bought out. And Kim Guadagno, too. She has a lot of influence coming in from large donors as well. So I don't feel like we can rely on them specifically. I want to rely on us, on our city, on our county, on our levels to do the right thing. So with that being said, I just have a quick question.
Yes.
How do you all feel about the influence of big money from corporate conglomerates in our political system? I asked you today not to point fingers towards anyone here, but to address the need to create free and fair elections on every level of government. So would it be fair to say that we need a democracy that represents us and not a handful of elite donors?
I'll speak to the board. The answer, yes. Do you think I'm fair? You should have voted for me when I wanted to run for governor in 2005. You would have had that problem. I would have taken care of that. A working person. Thank you, Anthony. We appreciate that. But in all seriousness, I think you're absolutely correct. People should listen to what you're saying, and you should become a teacher.
I actually ran for Beechwood Town Council.
Oh, okay.
Democratic primary, lost by a couple votes, but that's beside the point. So,
try again as a Republican.
So I just want to also point out that we have had issues in the past before by corporations and energy partners. We've had Ciba-Geigy, we've had poison in our water system before. We've had all this before, and if we have an oil pipeline that's stretching, I believe I heard 37 miles, every single point of a new pipe connecting to a new one, that's a potential leak area. So that means we have 37 miles of potential leak areas.
No, this is natural gas.
Okay.
Okay, but listen, here's what I want you to do. You have to do me a favor. Elon Musk has a great book he just finished, and he wants to do away with all automobiles, just gasoline and whatever by the year 2040. And he's going to introduce those in the next several years. And if you read what Elon Musk is saying as far as changes in energy, okay, we don't have it now, but I think the future is something that will work out. As far as not only that, with mass transportation. That's my personal opinion.
But do we rely on other people in the future, or do we rely on ourselves now?
Rely on yourselves.
We rely on
Speak
ourselves
out.
now, and our representatives,
Absolutely.
the people that represent us now, to do the right thing. So, I along with a whole bunch of other people here, are asking you to just make the right choice and use some of your influence to push in the right direction and just say no to this natural gas pipeline. The cost of solar and wind has been dropping significantly. We can utilize that. We have plenty of space. We have plenty of ocean space to utilize any of that, any of those energy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony. Anthony, just so you know, we had a very aggressive program, probably the best in the state as far as using the sun program and solar energy. Next person, please.
Mary Ann Clementi,
Yes, ma'am.
565 East Bay Avenue, Barnegat.
Thing is, because I've known Alan Avery for 37 years, since I've become a freeholder, since I ran for freeholder, really, in 1979. He is a professional planner. He is a man of immense integrity. He was the planning director of Ocean County for many years. He was the county administrator. I count him as a good friend. He is a bright man. In many cases, he's a brilliant man. And I would never suggest to you or anyone else that it would be within my domain to tell him what he ought to do. That's not right. It's not going to happen for me. And I can tell you this. Some have suggested that we or this board are hiding behind the county council or anyone else. Not hiding behind anyone. I want to tell you that if Alan Avery wanted to be reappointed to the Pinelands Commission, he served many, many years as its deputy director. I would be the first to make the nomination and to vote for it.
You would.
Yes, I would.